Hello everyone on the internet. I hope you all are doing well today and having a good 2018 so far. For my first video of the year, I like to talk about a topic that is quite a hot topic when it comes down to comedy, which is political correctness and comedy. Some people may say that political correctness is killing today's modern comedy. One such group of people who are saying this are comedians themselves. Why do people believe that political correctness is killing comedy? To answer this, we must explore what political correctness is. The definition of political correctness is the avoidance, often considered to the extremes, of forms of expression or action that are perceived to exclude, marginalize, or insult groups of people who are socially disadvantaged or discriminated against. Political correctness is often associated with liberals, but political correctness is also a conservative phenomenon as well. Left-wing political correctness is mainly about not offending socially disadvantaged or discriminated groups. Right-wing political correctness is about not offending nationalistic or patriotic ideas of the majority. With all of that said, you can see how people can have the view that political correctness is killing modern comedy. The great comedian, director, writer, and actor Mel Brooks, who brought us such comedy classics such as Young Frankenstein, Spaceballs, The Producers, and The History of the World Part 1, said that his masterpiece of a comedy film, Blazing Saddles, would never be able to be made today because we are too PC of a culture right now. Even before writing and directing the film, he knew that this type of film would never be able to be made today. And he even told this to a couple of writers as well. Some of you may not know about the movie Blazing Saddles and therefore never seen it. I will explain to you what it is about. Blazing Saddles is a satirical parody comedy that parodies old Western movies and satirizes racist Hollywood movies of the 30s, 40s, and 50s. The film is about a black railroad worker being appointed as head sheriff of a majority white town in a political scheme to make the racist townfolk rise and abandon the town so a railroad could be built through the town. Now, the word nigger is said a lot in this movie by the white townspeople, but it's said in a way that makes them sound stupid. The white townspeople are actually pretty stupid in general in this movie, not just stupid when it comes down to racism. So the movie has a pretty moralistic purpose to it that has a lot of humor that comes with it, but why would it not be able to be made today? Well, like I said, the word nigger is said a lot in this movie, and with that word being said a lot in the movie, if it would not be made today, it would have a huge... If it would be made today, is what I meant, sorry about that. If it would be made today, it would have a huge controversy and would be boycotted by groups of people for being racist without knowing the purpose of the word nigger being said a lot in the movie. And I think it was a very important part of the movie that they would use that racial slur a lot, and so they could show that racism is stupid and to mock it. By the way, the late, great, legendary stand-up comedian Richard Pryor was one of the writers of Blazing Saddles, and he was asked permission by Mel and other writers if they could say nigger at this scene or this scene, and Richard ultimately told him that they could use it whenever in the script. But he didn't care. Many other movies have used satire, political satire, to put light and make fun of racism, such as movies like Mel Brooks' debut film, The Producers, and Sacha Baron Cohen's Borat. Even TV shows have done this, such as All in the Family and South Park. Since we touched on the topic of using satire as a weapon against bigotry, let's talk about joking about stereotypes for laughs. Joking about stereotypes is a fine thing as long as you're not being a dick about it. I have enjoyed stereotypical jokes from comedy shows such as The Chappelle Show, The Simpsons, Family Guy, and South Park. I've enjoyed stereotypical jokes from comedians from Dave Chappelle, Richard Pryor, Jeff Dunham, and Gabriel Iglesias as well. I really enjoyed Dave Chappelle's impression of white Americans. My philosophy when it comes down to making jokes about groups of people is don't just make fun of one or two groups of people. Offend everybody. That sounds like really real equality right there. Do what Team America, World Police did and offend everybody, but don't go to the same direction as Sausage Party did by offending everybody, because that movie pretty much sucked. I mean, there are funny parts in the movie, don't get me wrong, but I would argue that the overtly raunchiness of the movie, and I would say that to some extent, that the stereotype jokes were a bit lame, and it ruined any type of satirical point that the writers were intending to have. South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut is a better adult animated movie than Sausage Party because it has a well balance of satire and raunchy dark comedy compared to Sausage Party. But anyways, let's get to the next part of this video, which is about joking about racism, slavery, and genocide. About 2 months ago, comedian Larry David got into trouble for a joke that he did on SNL 2 months ago that was about the Holocaust. The joke went kind of like this. Since I have an obsession with women, if I was a Jew in Poland by the time Hitler invaded there and captured me and put me in the concentration camp, would I still be looking at women? Hey, after all this is over, you want to go out to eat? So yeah, that was the whole joke. There was a second joke that Larry did in which some people were upset about, but the joke in particular made a lot of people upset. That joke in particular made a lot of people upset, the Holocaust one. That's what I meant. Now, that joke is pretty tame, in all honesty. It was just about an interaction between two people during the Holocaust, and it's a shame that people were complaining about it. From people on Twitter to journalists and magazines. Now, I do believe that you can joke about racism, slavery, and genocide, or any other horrible thing that's similar to that. It helps put light and relieve stress that comes with it. I believe laughter is the best medicine when it comes down to persecution. How do you think that Jews got through all the anti-Semitism that was thrown at them for centuries? They got it through laughter. Well, that's all I have to say for this video. But before I go, I'll show you guys, because you may think, oh, what is he reading off of something? But I am indeed reading off of something. I've basically improved myself by instead of just using a notebook to write my scripts, I've decided to use my computer on a Google Drive to write my scripts. So I've basically evolved to doing technology for my script to read it off of there and all, and not do the old-fashioned just, read it off of a notebook for my scripts for this video. But yes, that's all I have to say for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and yeah, it's going to be probably a good year for this channel. See you all next time. Bye.